Please say your name and who you'd like to direct the question to and your question.
Hi, my name's Mark. For Grosjean, how well do you think you're going to do this season? Because it's not usually a great race for you.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Sorry. How do you think you're going to do this race and this season as well?
Not easy to answer. I think we have an idea of the winter testing and the competitiveness of every team, but also last year we had a very good winter testing and then the races were a bit more complicated. So for now I just keep my expectations, keep my own ideas and let's go racing and see where we are. But obviously the target is to come back to where we were in 2018 and fight for some good points, and best of the midfield would be ideal.
Excellent, thank you.
You've got the original colours back now, you're enjoying all that. What's the feeling like in the team? Kevin, for you, 6 years ago it was podium place for you here. What's the feeling in the team coming in this year?
The feeling is pretty good. I mean, we had a very tough season last year, and I think everyone is very pumped for this new season, for a fresh start. Everyone is expecting to do better than last year, so I think it's nice. It's been a long time coming, this new year. It was a long year last year, so everyone's very pumped and prepared, ready to go racing.
Hello, Roman, Kevin. My name is Anthony. I've been watching your progress through Netflix, through Drive to Survive, so I feel like I know you pretty well. How do you two guys feel like the team is going to narrow the gap between the top end of the field to where you guys are? I know you've got some quantum leaps with development and progress, but are you sort of edging away with getting a little bit closer to the top mark? Because I like to see competitiveness. I don't like to see always the same winner.
I think the positive thing is that the potential has been there. Even last year, there were flashes of great performances in qualifying mainly, where we were qualifying in front of the whole midfield. So it's not like we've completely fallen off. We've just had a very inconsistent foundation in the car and a very narrow working window. So it's not like we have to fully catch up from way off. There are teams who never get into the top 10, even in qualifying and practice, and we've been very up and down. So the car has always been with some great potential. So what we've had to do is take a step back. In 2018 we had a very strong car, and that car had a much broader working window, worked in many different tracks and conditions, and we've got to get that back. So I feel like there's some good early signs that this car has a much better foundation, much stronger base, and that's really what we want. That the car has always, actually in the first season I remember Romain qualifying 7th, I think, in Brazil. That was the very first year of Haas. So they've always had the ability to produce a fast race car. It's more about the consistency, and I'm positive we'll get that back.
Anthony, you touched on it. Talk to us about Drive to Survive, because I think a lot of these people here would feel that they do know you. They see the good, the bad, the not so good. Everything is out there on display. Has that been hard for you? Have you forgotten about the cameras? Do you work to them? Are you aware of them? Because it is an amazingly intimate series where you do get the trials and tribulations of what you guys go through. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's great, and first of all, we don't have to explain what happened in Gunther's office no anymore in Silverstone. Everyone is well aware. So.
How many saw that episode?
So I didn't see the season 1. I didn't watch it. Season 2, I started watching it, and I must say the quality of the image is incredible, and you guys get to see a little bit behind the scene. Seeing season 2, I think I will be even more open in the future, just because I think it's great. On our episode, I would have loved to see a little bit more the hard work that was going behind the scene, because it was really focused on the difficult situation, but not so much on every individual trying to actually get out of the hole that we were in. And I think that was lacking a little bit in our episode, but I can understand. But I think generally it's great, and gets a lot of people to follow Formula One, to fall in love with Formula One, and we're racing driver, but we're also a big fan of Formula One, so we love it.
Okay, my name's Helen. I've got two questions. The first one is, was there anything in testing that you particularly liked about the car? So was there anything that popped that you thought, oh, they've improved that heaps from last year, or anything like that? And the second one is, are you both starting with the same configuration? Because last year you both ran very different setups towards the end of the year. So are you both going to start with the same sort of setup?
So I think I would say the good thing from testing, well, there were many good things, and I think initially our very first runs in the car, we just felt very good with the car, and that's a very good sign when you just get straight in and you feel at home immediately. In race simulations, the car performed very well. We were pretty happy, and also the correlation between wind tunnel and design to CFD, all these things versus real track was much better. So there's some signs. We're still learning a lot about the car. There's a long way to go in terms of understanding the car. We've only had a few days testing in real life, so we will learn a lot these first races of the season. But the first signs were positive, and we've only got one specification. So yes, we are running the same.
The final word to you, Romain.
Yeah, having general same comment as Kevin. I think the car felt good and easy to drive. What we call easy to drive. It's never easy to drive a Formula One car, but it's understandable, and you can expect what you're gonna get. And really, that's something we didn't have much last year. So that was a good step in a good direction. The cars are gonna be the same. I think there's one tiny bit of difference that we're running this weekend, but it's more like a test, and it's just like an anti-roll bar thing. So very easy to change into session. And let's see how we get on here. I mean, that's gonna be a first clear answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together? They have been generous with their time. From Team Haas, the Williams, please welcome George Russell and Nicholas Latifi.
G'day.
It's great to have you along. Marvellous.
How we doing?
Assembled fans here, just looking to see what Williams can do. Talk to us about the off-season. What went on? Did we holiday away, or were we busy testing? What were we doing? How did you occupy your time when you weren't here and after the last race last year?
I was busy working really hard. I think Nicholas was having a holiday all the time over winter, weren't you?
Yeah,
just cruising.
Yeah.
So no, it was good to have some time off, chilled out before another intense season underway.
Nicholas, what about for you? How's the learning curve going? You land in Melbourne, all of a sudden it's Formula One, you've dominated at the local classes, you've earned your spot in here. What's your learning curve like for you suddenly here at Albert Park?
Yeah, it's definitely going to need to be a very steep learning curve. I mean, it already has been back at the factory. All the preparations coming into this weekend. It's a very big jump. Not underestimating the challenge of what it is going to be coming into my first race, rookie in Formula One. But yeah, we've had a very good pre-season. I've done my own preparations away from the team as well, and yeah, I feel really well prepared.
You've had some rides though in the car previously. How much has that put you in the right frame of mind or the right position to be able to say, right, now I can take it on full bore. I can be one of the 20 drivers that's going to be out there on Sunday and give them my best.
Yeah, definitely. The more time you have in the car, you're always going to gain confidence as the driver. And specifically from the preseason testing, kind of feeling that extra confidence behind the wheel, it's definitely created a nice platform to come into this weekend. I mean, on the other side, this was a year where there's 2 less days of preseason testing, so maybe not the easiest year to come in as a rookie, but that's the same for everyone. The hand has been dealt.
No excuses.
What do you want to say?
No excuses.
George, I get the sense you sort of enjoy Thursdays. You just get yourself in, crack a couple of jokes. And
Thursdays are my favourite day of the week. We're not here for the racing. We're here for the media days, aren't we?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Seeing all the fans.
Do you love seeing these guys on Thursdays?
Yeah.
But how much do you enjoy it? Because the pressure's not so much on, or it's not ramped up to level 11 quite yet. So you get an opportunity to get in and actually get your wheels on the ground.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's honestly, it's nice to see everybody here. It gives you an appreciation of the support Formula One has. We have, Daniil, Rick has. So no, it's nice just to get into the weekend before the real fun starts tomorrow.
Do you feel for him sometimes, Daniil, when he gets here? I mean, obviously for you going home, and now there's a couple of Canadians a part of it as well, but is there something different about homegrown pressure?
Do I feel for him? Yeah, it's pretty decent though, I guess, having your home fans here supporting you. No, it always makes something quite special, you know, having your home race, and I think for him, you know, all you guys, you're only supporting him, whereas in England we've got, you know, 3 Brits on the grid, so
couple of
and one down here, so really appreciate it, thank you. So
Ethan Clark. I was talking to Sam Michael. For those of you who don't know, Sam Michael was technical director at Williams 10 years ago. I was going to ask you a question, both of you. What does it take as a driver and as an engineer to get into F1?
Nicky?
I mean,
he's already taken top spot, hasn't he? Just shelled that one out.
So what does it take from a driving point of view? I mean, it's a very elite club to be in, obviously. There's only 20 of us on any given year, so for sure you have to be performing at a very high level. I mean, that's just to get into Formula One in the junior categories, what it's like, what you have to do to stay here. Maybe I'll talk to you at the end of the year, hopefully, if I've secured a contract for next year. I mean, from the engineering point of view, I really can't comment so much on that. I mean, I'm sure you got to be very brilliant, get good grades in school, and all that obvious stuff.
Did you listen to that, kids? Get good grades in school and you can go motor racing. That is what Nicholas says. What about you, George?
Yeah, like Nicholas said, I guess, you know, engineering side, or if you want to be in Formula One as mechanic or whatever, I guess you got to work hard. It's like anything, no? Work hard and get the rewards after. So,
what's the best thing you found so far about being a Formula One driver?
Thursdays, you already said.
Yeah, the best thing about is driving fast cars around great tracks, no? I guess it's, you know, we're fortunate, we're incredibly fortunate, you know, getting paid to do something you love. You know, we might be at the back, but the car still feels really quick, and coming around tracks like this, and it's just, you know, a great feeling, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Nicholas, for you, well, I think you were the age of 13 when you got into karting, which in a lot of worlds seemed to be a late developing, but you've obviously bloomed on the way through. Talk to us about the passage that has actually seen you here to Albert Park.
Yeah, so I mean, to a certain extent, kind of taking the same steps as anyone would have taken, but as you said, the fact that I did start at 13, everything was kind of offset quite a bit. So I'm 24 now, you're 22 this year, so you're in Formula One at 21, which is, let's say, kind of the age that the past years, a lot of the young guys have been coming in around thereabouts. So you can say that I am maybe on the older side to be making my debut, but when you look at it kind of in terms of when I started, it's all kind of relative. So just kind of stepping through the ranks to the karting as soon as I was old enough, making the transition to cars and just taking it one junior category at a time.
Nicky's like a fine wine, you know, it gets better with age, so...
So by the time he's 45, he'll have a couple of championships, is that right? There is a couple of 40-year-olds still going around. I mean, do you sort of walk past and just give them a nudge when you walk past a few of the older boys?
Is Kimi 40?
I think he's 40. He's boozing like he's 20, so...
Absolutely. In the middle, we've got probably time for one more question if we can. Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Mark from Toronto, and can you guys explain why you picked your racing numbers?
Well, so you guys are from Toronto, I'm sure you know why I picked my number, but yeah, so I picked number 6 because I'm from Toronto, and the 6 represents Toronto. 2 different reasons. It's basically the area code of your phone. Your phone number is either 416 or 647. Anyone who knows who Drake is, the world famous rapper, he kind of popularized that. Also, Toronto was once divided into 6 separate boroughs, so decided to choose that to represent where I'm from.
It's a cool story.
It is. I'm sure you have a much more boring one.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What is your story?
He probably used it when he was younger in karting.
Nothing to say. I don't want to bore the people.
Oh, okay. We won't do that.
No, there's nothing to say. Looks cool.
We'll take another question then. Sarah, yes? We've got another question from the back here. Loud voice.
Hi, my name is Janie, and I have a question for George. So
I can't see. Where are you?
Yeah.
Just here.
Oh, hello. Hello.
So as you're the most experienced driver driver in this pairing this year. What's the most important thing you learned from last year that you can bring into the team?
I
this
can't hear
year?
you. Sorry. What?
Yeah, as the most experienced driver out of us, what's the most important thing you learned from last year that you could bring into this year? I got that right, yeah? Okay.
The most important thing I learned from last year to bring into this year. Ooh, I can't give him any secrets before we've even started, can I? Just try not to go quicker than me.
Well, you did last year. You beat your teammate, what, 21-0, I think it might have been.
I don't know, I wasn't counting.
Yeah, I think that's a yes. That's a yes. So what happens this year? I mean, it's a good rivalry. It's a good rivalry.
I've paid him well at the start of the year to keep the score the same, so...
It can't be a rivalry yet, we haven't started.
Fast guy, he's going to keep me on my toes, so I'll need to pull my finger out and keep pushing.
But that 1 year of experience though, is there something you took out of that where you said, right, I'm 2020, I'm going to be learning how to do that, or I'm going to put that into the way that I approach each race?
Yeah, I learned a huge amount last year. You come in your rookie season, you think you're one of the boys, but then you suddenly learn that these guys are bloody good, and I learned very quick how I need to be a better driver, faster driver, and I feel in really good stead ahead of this year. You know, I learned so much, and I think you know, I'm feeling confident, feeling positive ahead of the year. So we'll wait and see if I can perform to the level I think I can. But no, I'm just excited, you know.
And tomorrow we get to see it. It all happens on the track. Obviously, we start talking about it. What's your mindset ahead of Sunday? What will occupy your time between now and Sunday? And for you, Nick, it's a new learning curve.
Yeah, it's all a new experience for me, really. I mean, sorry, a new experience up until after FP1. Yeah, because I'm taking part in many FP1, so by the time I do an FP2, it'll all be new, let's say. So, yeah, I mean, just really going to enjoy it one session at a time. There's going to be so much information, I think, that I'm going to be having to process and digest, and just try not to get too overwhelmed with it all. So, yeah, between now and Sunday, I think it's going to be pretty flat out with all the meetings and sessions we're taking part in.
And just quickly looking ahead, if it's not going to be the two of you standing on the podium, who do you think is most likely? It's pretty hard to go past your countryman, obviously.
I reckon Daniil's in for the win, isn't he? That's what I heard.
Okay, we'll take that, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's who I'm supporting.
All right, well, that sounds good. We'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Our newest driver out there, Nicholas Latifi, and also George Russell from Williams. Great to have them as a part of the fan stage.
Ask him about the football table.
Ah, football.
We had a little game.
In the paddock, yeah, football?
Ask him about it.
He was a dream about this for his whole life, probably now.
Who won?
You played it.
Who won?
You played it like
no, who
for
won?
10 years. And you need some t-shirt for tonight, probably.
Please wish them well. They're not bad on the football table either. Please give them a big round of applause. AlphaTauri is the new team. Pierre and Daniil Kvyat. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Gentlemen, lovely to have you along. You've got the shorts on. That was a smart decision, Lance. I'm in the long pants, and that is no good at all. But look, conditions are really good. You must be looking forward to being able to get out on the track tomorrow.
Absolutely, it's great to see everyone out here. Always love coming to Australia. Love the track, love the event, and very excited to get out there tomorrow.
And for you, Sergio, tell us about what they're calling the pink Mercedes. Is that right? That was what it was. That was what it was christened at testing. Is it a pink Mercedes?
Well, I hope it performs like that.
You don't matter what colour it is if it performs well. Take us through the testing now and how it worked out for you, because obviously there was a lot of heads turned, a lot of people took notice of where Racing Point was at.
Yeah, I think testing went well, but it's just testing. I'm curious to find out where we can be already tomorrow. I think tomorrow we will have a better idea on where we really are, especially Saturday and Sunday. So I think we are optimistic, but obviously it's all relative. So we will see where we really are.
How do you see this weekend and obviously the year unfolding? Lewis Hamilton chasing Michael Schumacher's record. It's going to be hard to beat the Silver Arrows, or always are. How do you see it unfolding for you guys this weekend? And also, you know, with a couple of the big three, how do you see that unfolding?
Well, I mean, we'll find out in a few hours.
gonna be a very tight battle in the midfield. There's no doubt. I expect a very tight midfield again, and hopefully that gap to the top 3 teams reduces, and we can fight for some podiums every now and again. And that would be awesome.
How important is that for team morale? Because you've been with this team a long time, Sergio. How important is that to be able to be at that competitive end and to be fighting for podiums and just taking your chances when they appear?
Yeah, it's crucial. You know, it's the motivation. The year is so long. You travel for so many days that you gotta keep your motivation high, and definitely having good results helps the whole team to have that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give them both a big round of applause. The boys from Racing Point, Lance and Sergio, sharing some time with you on a Thursday afternoon. And for you, Alex, obviously it's been an amazing 12 months for you. Quite a meteoric rise, and now you're part of, obviously, big part of the Red Bull Racing.
Yeah, it's been a good year for me. Let's go, Max! And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, this year's second year now, so it's bringing that experience through. But yeah, excited to drive.
What do you think you've learnt most over that sort of 12 months?
I would say there's a lot of media in Formula 1. That's what I realised. We do a lot of this stuff, but yeah, not too much, to be honest.
Not too much. We like having you because we also take questions off the floor. If you've got a question for one of these boys up here, stick your hand in there. Where's Sarah? She's wandering around. She'll have her microphone ready to go. Sarah, right there. Okay, so we need your name and your question, please, sir.
Hi, Braden. So it's been a tradition in Australia with your old teammate Max, Danny Rick, when he won. If you get on the podium or win, is there any chance we're going to see a shoey from either of you?
I think it's a Daniil thing, right? So we just leave it up to Daniil. But I don't know. Might take a while driving a Renault, so I don't know.
What about for you, Alex? You're going to be starting a new tradition if it's you on the top step on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, a shoey's a pretty extreme. I don't know what you can do more than a shoey. Yeah, I don't know what else we can do. Why not? A glovey, but it doesn't sound that good. So I don't know.
I would like to see you, Alex, on the top step doing a glovey as well. Yes, Sarah, another question from the floor.
Hi, Max. My name is Rick Buescher. As a Dutchman myself, of course you're gonna win on Sunday, but is Zandvoort your new favorite F1 track?
No, my favorite track was always Spa. I mean, that is not gonna change. But I'm looking forward to the Grand Prix. I think they did a really good job in renovating the track and changing a few corners around. So yeah, it's gonna be very busy, but I just hope that we can have a positive weekend.
With now a couple of years' experience, do the tracks become easier to learn as you're getting to them more often? Is that an easier part of your learning curve?
Yeah, I think it was never really the tracks. It's just all about, you get more settled into a team, you know what the car is behaving like, so they just become a bit more easy to set up. And yeah, we drive so much in the simulator, so getting to a track is normally not a big deal.
A statement to Alex, a question to Max. Well, Max, do you see yourself becoming a world champion this year? You've been like second and third and fourth, but do you see yourself actually, becoming a world champion?
Well, I think as a driver you see yourself becoming a world champion every year, but it's not only the driver, you need the car as well to perform. So I hope that this year the whole package, we can fight for victories more often, and of course when you fight for victories more often you can fight for a championship. So that's what we're going to try to do this year.
How many people would like to see Max Verstappen standing on the top of the step for Red Bull? What about for Alex? He might do a glovey if he gets there. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them both a big round of applause. Wish them well, Kimi Raikkonen and Giovinazzi. Gentlemen, lovely to have you along. Nice to have you here on a Thursday. Kimi, what does a Thursday mean for you in terms of just getting the wheels down, getting into it? For you, what, practice routine on a Thursday? You're pretty familiar with it. You like getting to Melbourne. What does Thursday mean for you?
Yeah, we don't drive, so
No.
there's no practice. So just
But
one
for you
answer for you.
Do you
but,
have a practiced routine though? Do you say
on
something?
Thursdays?
On Thursday.
But we don't practice.
No. But is your routine? Have you got it down pat?
We have meetings and this kind of things.
Lots of meetings and this
That's
kind of thing.
basically what happens on Thursdays.
Okay, thank you. Antonio, welcome. Love having you here as well. There's obviously a lot of Italian flavour generally in the support of... Who likes Antonio in terms of driving the Italian as well? How many Italians have we got? That is the quietest we have ever... They must all be at like on the street. How many Italians have we got? No, they're genuinely quiet. They are. Hey, we're taking questions from the floor as well, so maybe one of the Italians might want to ask you a question. We've got one up the back too. Yes, sir. Your name and your question.
Hi, Kimi. My name's Daniil. So your son, Robin, on Instagram has recently gone into racing. Is he going to be as good as you? Will he win a world championship? Please, I would like to hear your answer. Thank you.
I wouldn't say going in racing. I mean, yeah, it's kind of early days for him as a hobby, and who knows if something comes out of it or not. But if it's only hobby, I think it's a good hobby still, and you know, he seems to enjoy it. But you never know with the kids; they might one day say that they want to do something else, and then obviously that's fine for me. So, but yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, them learning new things and having fun.
Antonio, what was it like for you coming through the ranks when you were a young man? When did you start your trip to here at the top end of Formula One?
Yeah, I started quite young with go-kart. I don't know which age is Robbie now. He's 5. Yeah, I started a little bit young, 3 years old.
So you were 3 or 4 when you started?
Yes. And like every drivers, you know, they started in karting. I think I started racing when I was 7. And then I was in the first time in Formula 4 when I was 18, and then Formula 3, Formula 2, and then finally to Formula 1. You know, it's for me it was a dream came true since I started my career. You know, to become a Formula 1 driver, I knew that was a really difficult target, but finally we did it, and I'm really happy now to be here.
Kimi, I know that there is a bit of age difference between the two of you in the team, but Antonio was 7 when you first raced here in Australia.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel that big different now. I mean, it sounds more scary, I guess, but...
Have you got things that you need to be teaching him or things you need to be not teaching him?
No, not really. I mean, I think it's very open in a way. We see both what we do, and obviously we know a few years before already each other from Ferrari times. So I think it's as any year with any teammate. You know, at least in our team, it's very open relationship, and if there's something we talk, because obviously we might be testing different things, and it's beneficial for both to know what is what. And then there's such a limited amount of running on race weekends that you kind of split programs and try to learn as much as you can with 2 cars, and then we try to figure out what is good, what is not, and try to take the best ones.
He has got a bunch of experience, including a world championship in his list of experience as well, so it's not a bad way to be learning. Yes, we've got with the microphone, Sarah, yes?
Hi, Kimi. My name's James. I've come from New Zealand and we've come here for a party. Can you confirm or deny that you've come here for a party? Or do you like to party?
For sure, I've been before.
Yeah?
But like this year, we're flying back straight away, so I'm sure there's a good parties around here. But at least used to be, so.
I've seen a video of you falling off a boat in Monaco. Did it hurt?
I never fall off on Monaco, that's for sure, but...
wherever you were, did it hurt?
I said it some interview. It's such a bad quality video that I doubt it's me. But, or at least I don't remember it was me. But, no, it didn't hurt. So. I bounced off quite well. So.
Absolutely. Antonio, have you found the party scene, or are you very dedicated in the way you drive?
You know, I'm Formula One driver. Of course, I like party as well, especially on Sunday night. But like Kimi say, unfortunately we will fly already Sunday night because we have a next race next week. So it will be difficult. But you know, I like to be here in Melbourne. It's a really nice place. And unfortunately, I think we stay here not enough, you know, like just 1 week. But yeah, it's always really nice to be here.
Well, we love having you here, no doubt about it. We might have a question down the front. If we've got a hand in the air down the front at all, if you've got a question, a couple of people in the Alfa Romeo gear down there. Yes, Pam, if you'd like to. Oh, we're going back.
Hello, my name is Anthony. I hear in the media, boys, that the next Formula One there won't be any crowds. They're looking at the race. How do you think that'll impact on Formula One? And what does the future look like if this is going to continue?
Who knows? Honestly, we don't know if we're even going there. So far, yes, but I think everything is a bit up in the air with whole Corona thing. But yeah, let's hope. You know, it's a difficult time. I think in many countries, and we'll have to see what comes out. You know, so. Yeah, it's not ideal, but then if you look around the world, a lot of sport things, a lot of contrasts, everything's been cancelled. So, you know, in one way, it's weird that we are here in the first place. So, I mean, it's great for us, but we'll see. I think there will be only a few thousands less spectators than usually in Bahrain, so not a big thing. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Hopefully everything goes well, and you know, the whole thing cleans up as soon as possible.
Good thing is you're here, and we're going to get underway. That is certainly a good thing as well.
My name is Marlon. I'm from Brazil. And Kimi, is Formula One just a hobby for you?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, obviously it's the work, but I don't. It feels more like a hobby these days.
What's the difference between a hobby and a job? What is the difference?
Not much, honestly. I mean,
Antonio, no doubt you're learning a lot of things off this man. Are you learning his relaxed style as well, and maybe his enjoyment that he gets from the sport?
I think we are, you know, different. You know, he's Iceman and I'm Italian, so it's
ice and fire. Yeah.
But yeah, of course, you know, I like how Kimi approached the weekend. You know, he's really relaxed and he know already what he want. And of course, you know, this the experience makes a lot. But it's some like main points that I'm focused to learn from him, because it's something really important.
And for you, Kimi, 10 more starts, and I think you go past Rubens Barrichello as 322 career starts. Give him a round of applause. He's been driving at the top end for a very long time. Do those milestones, do they mean something to you, or will they mean something more maybe when you look back?
Yeah, I don't think really right now it doesn't really make any difference to me, but maybe one day when you look back, then I think I might look a bit different way, the whole thing. So, you know, until you're doing it and busy, you know, doing the whole thing, and it's just a number. But I'm sure when I'm getting a bit more older, and one day when I stop and look back, it's maybe it makes a difference.